You're back, I'm back, we're back. This is Pilates for Runners round 2. Maybe you tried that first one, you loved it, you're back for more. Maybe you just did that first one. We're getting right into it. All you need is a mat. We are going to be working similar muscle groups, a little bit more legs, getting into glutes once again, and always stabilizing from the core. All you need is that mat. Let's get to it. Starting standing today, we're going to be rolling down. So if you came from that first video, we did a roll up. This time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, drop your head. Let this feel good. Double check those feet are underneath your hips. And then slowly take it down. Again, you can pause here at the bottom and maybe hang out, stretching those hamstrings. And when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands out, coming into a high plank. Hold here for 2 breaths. Strong arms push the mat away from you. And then pause here for a second. Tune into your lowest rib. And I almost want you to imagine, like we did in that first video when we pushed our back into the mat, you're going to push up from that lowest rib. So now I'm curling, not necessarily pegging, and then I'm going to walk my hands back. We'll do that again so you can feel that difference. Roll all the way up. Inhale, arms up, big stretch. Exhale, take it down. Slowly lowering down. Again, pause for a stretch if you need it. We're walking out into that plank. Strong arms here. Holding, really stabilizing, warming up that core, low belly up and in. Another inhale. Exhale again from that lowest rib, curl up and then walk it all the way back. And roll all the way up. Beautiful. Stay standing with me, coming maybe into the center of your mat. We're going to go into some lunges. So step right leg forward, left leg back. Get a nice and healthy step. And then we're going to take it into a lunge. So both knees bend down. Pause here for a moment. Your front knee should be stacked on top of your front ankle. Your back knee should be underneath your hip, your shoulders, and your head. So I should be creating this nice long line. Inhale, lengthen back up. Now continue here a few times. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. I want you to think of your core helping you lift and lower here. So I reach long. I'm pulling my waistline off of my hips as I come up. So it's not just about my leg movement, but my core initiates that lift as well. Good. Let's hold low on this next one. Try to get that back knee to maybe touch the ground and lift. Little lift, little lower. Check something, maybe in your mind's eye, or if you can use a mirror, that your shoulders and your hips are stacked. If we're leaning forward, we're not using our core to the best of its ability. Let's do 3 more here. We're going to add a little balance challenge. As always, in 2 and 1. Come up 2 straight legs. Shake it out if you need to. And then you're going to exhale, lower down into that lunge. Here's the challenge. That front heel is going to lift off of the ground and then lower back down. Little lift and lower. Notice my height's not changing. It's all coming from that ankle strength. Who wants weak ankles? Nice, y'all. As you lift and lower, there might be a tendency to push into that pinky toe. Try to keep big toe down onto the ground. Let's do 2 more. Probably feeling that quad fire up. 1 more. Here's the last challenge. Lift that right heel up. Inhale, 2 straight legs. Both of my heels are lifted. Exhale, lower down and tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Nice. Keeping that weight in the big toes on both of my feet. Woo. Let's do 3 more. Are you lifting from that core? Last 2. Stay with me. Give me 1 more. Step those legs together and shake it out. Come down to your mat quickly before we do the other side. So coming into a high kneeling position, knees are under hips. Legs should look like the number 11 instead of a capital A, so walk them a little bit closer. We're getting into our top ab muscles and our quads here. Something I want you to think about before we start. This bottom rib muscle, the top of your hips, I want you to keep that together. You can see in my body, if I space that out, I'm crunching my low back. Zip that together this whole time in this move. Keeping those knees underneath your hips, you're just going to slowly hinge back here and then come back up. I'll do that from the side so you can see. Just hinging, keeping that space together. Again, you can tell the difference in my body. You want a nice long line and then come back up. Beautiful. Let's do a few here before we add on. Again, taking your time, moving slowly. I'll switch positions again. Just hinging, keeping that space nice and close in between that rib and that hip area. Let's do 3 more. And then we're going to add on. Nice. Last 2. Now you can stay doing this same thing. Let's do 1 more. Or we're going to add on, make it a little bit more challenging. Come all the way up. Leave your knees where they're at, but just drag them towards one another. That's going to get us into our inner thigh. And then give me that same thing, just twice. Notice the difference. You should feel a lot more core here. Come back up. Do it from the side for you. Dragging those legs together, keeping that space close. Nice. Keep that drag. We're going to add our arms. Just reaching right arm up, left arm down. Sweep your arms forward. And then opposite. Reaching away and draw back in. Nice. Let's do 2 more each side. Thinking of that organization here. Keeping your knees drawing in. Inhale as you reach back. Exhale coming up. We have 1 more. Even yourself out if you need. Before we take it back up to that lunge. Nice work, y'all. Let's take it back up. Ooh, I forgot which leg we did forward. Okay, left. Left leg's forward this time. Again, wide stance in both width and length. Hands can come to your hips. We keep our shoulders and hips stacked. Just lowering down into that first lunge, pausing. That knee is over that front ankle. That back knee should be in line with my hips, my shoulders, and my head. Inhale, I lift back up tall. Exhale, lowering back down. Trying to get that back knee to touch to the mat. Quads are already warm for us. Again, thinking of lifting from your core. So if I asked you to pull up away from your hips, you should feel really, really long in that core, reaching really, really tall. Let's do 2 more. Nice, slow pace here. If anyone has me up on their TV right now, you're probably seeing my back leg shaking. Hello. Lower down, hold. Reach long in your core. Double check shoulders are stacked over hips. We lift that left heel off and down. Height doesn't change. Hips stay quiet. Little lift and lower. Double check you're keeping it in your big toe. Let's do 2 more. Good. Lift the heel, hold. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, lower down. Last little balance challenge. We lift and lower. Let's do 4 more. I'm right there with y'all. 3 more. Last two. And last one. Heel comes down, legs come in. Shake it out if you need, and meet me back on your mat. Just take a quick windshield wiper, knees side to side, opening up. Maybe you're feeling that hip flexor, that quad. If you came from Pilates for Runners part 1, I feel y'all. I'm right there with you. Let's come to neutral. We're going into some bridging. Arms by our side. Double check those feet are still about hips width distance. And then you're just gonna peel those heels, those hips up, lower back down. Do a few like that. Pay attention to where the weight is on your feet. I want you to think of sending your knees forward, drawing a parallel line with your knees, and then parallel line back. That's going to keep you from pushing those knees out and into our inner thigh. Inner thigh is important because it helps us connect to our pelvic floor and our core. As a runner, you also want all of those leg muscles turned on. Hold those hips up. We're going to alternate some marching here. I want you to keep those hips lifted. Keep those knees stacked right on top of or in between your big toe and your second toe. And then keeping my hips really stable, I'm going to push into my left leg, lift my right leg to tabletop, lower down. Nothing else moves. Push right, lift left, and lower. Moving slowly here. Your hands can help you because they're acting like little stabilizers by your side. So push them into the mat to help you out here, lifting one and then the other. This is our psoas muscle, our hip flexor. It's helping lift that leg, which you can imagine how important that is as you run. Again, as I lift one leg, I'm stabilizing through my obliques for the other leg. Nice. Maybe lift those hips a little higher for this last 3. Good. We're here for 2. Alternating, hips lifted. Last one each side. You're going to keep your hips lifted, bring both feet down, maybe lift a little bit higher. Walk your feet in maybe about 6 inches, and then lift those hips up. From here, I want you to lift your heels up, come back onto your toes, and just hold here. Again, think of keeping the weight in your big toes, just like we did in our lunge, and that's going to keep your knees nice and close together. And then from here, lower your hips down. Heels are still lifted. We're getting into those hamstrings. Inhale, lift back up. Nice. Just lifting and lowering, moving slowly. Maybe reach your arms up to the sky. Just taking away that little stabilization. Let's do 3 more here. Last 2. Last one. Nice. Take it all the way down. Knees can come into your chest. You can rock and roll side to side to get into your low back. We're going to do one more thing on our back, some leg lifts. So reach your legs long. We did this in the first video. This is going to be a similar variation. You can take it into that tabletop. Otherwise, legs are going to be long here. And we're going to curl our head up right away and hold. And I want you to push your low belly down into the mat. And then lower your left leg down. Right leg stays stable. Lift your left leg up. Lower the right leg down. Moving slowly. And lift. Nice. Give me one more each side. We're going to add a little rotation. Left leg comes back up. Inhale, lower right. Exhale, lift. Pausing here. Double check. Elbows are wide. Should already feel that core. You're going to lower the left leg down and hover. Now you can always have that right leg in a bend. You can even have that right leg on your mat. From here, lift your left shoulder blade off of the mat and then lower back down. We're twisting over to the right. Left leg is in a hover. Reaching your left elbow past your right knee and back. Nice. Stabilizing here. Again, take a modification if that feels best in your body. Let's do 3 more. We're going to go right to the other side. Into. Last one. Good. Take it down. Left leg slowly comes up. Right leg slowly drips down to a hover and hold. We reach opposite and lower down. Think of lifting the shoulder blade off of the mat and lower. Thinking of reaching right elbow outside of the left knee and back. 3 more. Nice. Last 2. Last one. Whew. Reach that right leg back up and take it down. You can windshield wiper here side to side if that feels good. And then you're going to meet me up onto your forearms and your knees. We're going to finish with some glute work on our forearms. So take it down, forearms and knees. And then I want you to take your low belly, reach it away from the mat. So that's going to keep my core nice and stable. Or you can think about keeping those ribs and those hips close together, right? So ribs and hips connect here. And then I'm going to take my left leg, I'm going to reach it off of the mat. Hold. Are your ribs and your hips still connected, or did you drop in that belly? So connect here. Keep that connection. Lower the knee. Lift the knee. We'll do this a few times. You know there's some layers coming. You can always stay here. Something else I want you to think about. Double check that right hip is still on top of the right knee. You're not pushing out into the side there. Let's do 3 more here. We're going to take it out to the side next. Into. Last one here. Lower down, pause. Shift about 2% of your weight into your left side, and then lift the leg away and back. Left leg lifts and lowers. I'm still keeping my ribs and my hips close together. We have 1 final layer here. You're working for another 3. Here for 2. And 1 hold. That leg is lifted out to the side. You're going to stretch your leg long and then lift back out to the side. So you come from that fire hydrant, extend and bend. Try to get that knee in line with your hip. Last little push here. We're here for 4. We'll take a little stretch before we go into the other side. Here for 3. Last 2. Last 1. No holds. Go ahead and bring it down. Arms go long, hips go back. Stretch here. All right, come back up. Let's take care of the other side. Let's stretch. And let's get out of here. Come back down to your forearms. We're going to go into that right side. I'm going to stay facing the same direction so you can see how I don't push out into that opposite hip. So first thing we do, knit those ribs and those hips together. Lift that right knee away from the mat. Lower back down. Little lift. Little lower. Nice. Good range of motion, stabilizing that core. Thinking of that low back pushing up towards the sky. So strong in our forearms and in our shoulders. Let's do 2 more here. And 1. You're going to bring it down. And now shift 2% of your weight into your right side body. Lift that leg away from you and come back. Away and back. Notice I'm not pushing out into that hip, right? Keeping that opposite hip nice and lifted. Let's do 4 here. We take that last little layer of the extension in 3. In 2. 1 and hold. You reach and bend. Lengthen. Remember, keeping that knee lifted the whole time. Here for 5. Last 4. Maybe shift a little bit more weight into your right side body. We're here for 2. And 1. Bend that knee down. Whew. Come on up. Let's do a quick little hip stretch here. If you want to stay with me to stretch, we're going to do a quick hip stretch. Bring your left leg forward. My foot's in line with my knee. I'm going to take my right ankle, bring it on top of my right thigh, and I'm working towards getting my right knee to my left foot. So maybe giving a little bit of pressure here. You should really feel that in your glute and your outer hip here. Still sitting nice and tall. Now, for some people, this is already a challenge, especially for runners. So make sure that we're not putting weight or pressure into our ankle joint. If this is a challenge for you today, maybe you just hold that leg up here. Otherwise, we're sitting tall. If you have that knee all the way down to your foot, maybe you lift your arms up and fold over. Just meet your body where you're at today. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Breathing into that tight area. And then let's switch. Right foot comes forward. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Same thing here. Sitting tall, trying to get opposite knee to that opposite foot. One side might feel different than the other. Take 3 breaths with me. Last exhale here. Nice job. Thanks for doing Pilates for Runners 2. If you have any comments, any questions, feel free to leave them below. Also hit that subscribe. You can find me on Instagram as well. Thanks. See y'all.